Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Mac if you're new here, and today I'm going to be sharing with you a step-by-step guide on how to create designs that are going to sell on your print-on-demand products. Now, while I do have some other designing videos here on my channel, this one I really want to focus on the background on how to know what is actually going to sell in your niche. We're going to get into researching to make sure that the designs we're creating people actually want to purchase, because at the end of the day, if we are creating and designing products and listing them online, sure, they can get a sale, but the likelihood of you getting a sale on something that people are actually wanting to buy and are actually searching for is going to make a difference. If you're new to my channel, hi, I'm Mac. I post videos weekly talking about e-commerce, passive income, ways to make money online, and print on demand and Etsy is a huge thing that I talk about. Print on demand completely changed my life a few years ago when I started selling on Etsy. So now I have this channel and other social media platforms in which I help others to do the same. So if that interests you, join our community here on YouTube. So our very first step is going to be knowing what kind of designs our niche is specifically looking for. So we're actually going to use Etsy to do this because that's the platform that we are selling on. So that's going to be the best bet to gauge what people are already purchasing on the platform. So I'm going to open up my laptop here, share my screen, and show you the process that I do to find these different inspirations to create designs. So up at my Etsy search bar is where I'm going to go ahead and type in my niche, and then followed by the product that I'm going to be looking into designing. You can always go back and add this design to multiple products, but just pick one to do the research here. So I'm going to pick a pretty broad niche just to show you what I mean. So I'm going to do nurse sweatshirt. So once I type that in, I'm gonna get 128,000 search results. That is a lot, and Etsy is not sorting this by bestsellers. They're sorting it by the relevancy. So this could have to do with different searches that I've made on my computer. It will look different to you than it does to me, even if we type in the same phrase. So in order to make sure that we are looking at designs that we want to actually know are selling and get inspiration from those, we're gonna go over to all filters, and I'm gonna select star seller. Now, this is gonna show me shops that are consistently doing well and are star sellers. This is gonna help to limit the results here. So as you can see, that kind of knocked our results in half. So then I can further use my tool that I'm going to be sharing with you. So I'm using Everbee. This is a way that I'm going to be able to spy on other listings and see how well they are selling. So this is gold. This is going to show us which of these listings is actually selling. So which of these designs are going to be worth our time to take inspiration from and to see, what's working, what colors are working, all of that. So Everbee is a Chrome extension. I will link it below for you. So I'm going to click product analytics, and then it is going to show me the analytics for all of the listings that were just on that page. So as you can see here, it's showing me the listing age, how many reviews it has, and the total sales, which is really what we are looking for here. So we're focusing on total sales and monthly sales. Pricing is also good too if you want to look to price out later on, but we're looking at what has the most sales. So this one is selling pretty good. It's 26 sales a month at $50. And they have sold 200 of them in a little over 6 months. So I'm going to click on that and further analyze it. So they're making about $1,300 in revenue for this. I'm going to hit view on Etsy and open this in a new tab so I can really check it out. So as you can see, it does have that bestseller badge, which means it's selling really well. And what's going on here? So they have two different fonts. They have a cursive font and then a more regular font, and they're using different light colored muted pastels, and their mock-ups are really nice. Actually, I see things in this listing that I would even amplify, that they could even do better with. So that is a good sign, because that shows that this is a design that people are purchasing. Pediatric nurse. So this puts off a ding, ding, ding in my mind of something that I may want to design for my niche, and it's giving me color and font ideas. I'm going to take note of that, and then I'm going to go back to this page and do the same process that I just did and see what other listing is doing well. Okay, so another trend that I'm seeing here is it is a completely different design, but we're still seeing that cursive with the other fonts. So we're seeing duo fonts happening. Tends to be a pretty popular thing here for what I'm seeing that does well in this niche. So that tells me that when I create my design, I'm going to focus on doing those duo fonts. So this is the process that I would encourage encourage you to do, because this will help you to get a better understanding for what your niche is looking for. So here's one more. Let's check out this one too. View on Etsy. So this is in over 20 carts, bestseller. Again, very muted colors, and we have that duo tone. So this has already told me a lot about what the nurse niche is looking for, and different ways as well that we can implement different types of nurses. So if we wanted to just do professions, we could have a whole category section on our shop for different types of nurses and then different types of products. That's already just like overdriving my brain of ideas that I can create just off of one design. So I would really recommend doing this for at least 30 minutes, get a bunch of different ideas. You can write them down, take notes of colors, take notes of different ways that the mock-ups are being showcased, really get to know what people are responding to. Because we're creating a sweatshirt here for this video, I am gonna go over to Printify to get the exact dimensions for creating my artboard in Canva or Adobe, whatever you're designing in. So on Printify, just to show you quick, anytime that you want to design on a product, if you want to get the dimensions for it, just click the product, click a print provider that you would be using, and scroll down to the print file requirements. This will show you the exact print area so that you can create an artboard for that exact size, so you can really make sure that any images you're uploading into Printify are going to be high quality. So I see that I need this to be 4500 by 5100 pixels. So then I'm going to go over to Canva and create my artboard that exact size. So I'm going up to create a design, custom size, and then I would just type in that exact size here. So something I talk about a lot on my social media platforms is making sure that any graphics and fonts we use in our print-on-demand product designs, that we have the correct licensing for. This is something that I experienced way back when I started print-on-demand. I had a really bad experience with a copyrighted design that I did not realize I could not use. And for that reason, I am kind of psycho about this. And I always talk about this and really preface that it's important that, especially when you're using platforms like Canva or any other online designing platform like Kittl or PicMonkey, whatever it is that you're using, any graphics or elements that you find in these search bars here, you want to make sure you have the rights to use. Now with Canva, according to their policies, any of their free graphics and fonts are available to use for commercial use. They also state that creating a design using their elements and using multiple elements and making it your own is okay. However, I just get confused by this policy. I love Canva so much, but because I want to avoid violating their policies, because I like to use them as a platform, I'm going to show you a hack to get around this and a way that you can get way more creative designs. So I'm going to be using Creative Fabrica today. I do have other videos on them, so I will link all that for you. But Creative Fabrica is an online platform where you can download fonts, graphics, patterns, mockups, and so much more. And when you're downloading them, you know what rights you have. You can even create using their AI, and you can also download pre-made designs or further edit them to use on your print-on-demand products. So it's just amazing. I love it so much. So I'm going to show you how we're going to get fonts and graphics that we know are safe to use. And if you want to try out Creative Fabrica, if you're completely new, the link in the description will get you your first 10 downloads for free. And they are a low cost subscription model after that. So up at the search bar here, I'm going to type in Duo font because that is what we were seeing a lot of on Etsy for the nurse niche. So as you can see, it's showing me Duo fonts that we can download. But the most important thing here is we're going to go over to the special license and we're going to check off print on demand. Now it's showing me fonts that I can download and use for print on demand. So I'm gonna scroll through and find one that I like that's gonna fit the aesthetic that I was seeing back when we were searching on Etsy. So once I find a font that I wanna use, all I would do is hit the download button. And then as you can see, that's downloaded directly to my device where I can then upload it directly into Canva and start designing with it. If you also wanted to grab some graphics for your design, this is what you would do in the same process. So here I just typed in the word cute nurse, and as you can see, some little graphics came up. Totally depends on the design that you're creating. For the design we're doing, I'm just gonna keep it text-based. Back over to Canva here, I'm just gonna select my text box, go up to the font section, and then upload a font. And then this is where I would just find it in the computer where I just had downloaded it. So here are both the fonts that I just uploaded. I'm gonna copy and paste this so I can kind of test out which font I like better, you know, to each word. So this is kind of like where you would get creative. I did upload these duo fonts, but I ended up kind of liking the way that this looked. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with this. Now I'm gonna head over to the element search bar, and this is where I'm gonna get my colors. So I typed the word pastel, and then here I have some pastel elements here. Now I'm not using the elements, I'm just using this for the colors, so I'll explain how I'm doing that. And when I was looking, I saw that these had, you know, the different tones that were lighter and muted, and the letters were different colors. So I'm gonna kind of play off of that. What I'm gonna do is click my text box, select a letter at a time, and then go up to the color box. Now, as you can see, because I brought this element in here, it's showing me all the colors that are in that element. So that's where I'm gonna get my colors from. So that's a little hack here. And then I'm just individually selecting the letters, clicking them, changing the color, boom, have a cute little nurse design. Then gonna go up to effects, and I'm gonna add a drop shadow on this, and I'm gonna do it like a gray color. So here is our base text-based design. Now, what is so great about this is you can switch out this word. So like I was mentioning earlier in the video, if you do wanna make a whole collection of nurse apparel, you could change this out to school nurse or a different type of nurse and just continue using this design. Now, what's really important about this is while this design may seem basic, we already fact-checked that this is what people are buying. So the power is gonna be in using really good mockups and creating and optimizing our Etsy listing. So it's not necessarily how complex your designs are, it's more about how you're marketing them and how you are showing the appeal to what that actual product is going to look like to your customer. Huge, huge thing. I'm currently working on a module in my course right now that is going to be released very soon. If you are interested in that, the waitlist will be linked below for you. But it's a huge thing understanding how to create an Etsy listing that's going to stand out, because you want to have a good design, you want to have a good product, but getting people to click on it and buying it is obviously the most important thing. So now I'm just going to save this design and we can upload this onto our product into Printify. So I'm going to change the name here so that I don't lose the file. Then I'm going to hit share, download, transparent background. Always, guys, if you're using Canva Pro, it will allow you to do this. Hit download, and then we can go back over to our Printify product and upload that, and we can test out how it's going to look on our product. So there we go. Super cute, super fun, very simple, but simple can still sell. Like I was just saying, it's about the execution of the product. I find that there's a fine line between this and navigating this, because when I first started, I was always creating things that I thought people were going to want to buy, but it was different than what the market was actually demanding. So it's important to keep up with trends in your niche. It's important to do this even if you are an active seller, or when your shop starts to gain momentum. See what's working, see what's not working. You could even use this same design and just change up that color palette you are using, and using the same mockups and other things, but seeing which color palette responds better to that audience. Let me know if this designing tip is helpful for you. Let me know if you want to see more based on trend researching. And I also do have some other mockup type videos that I will leave below for you as well. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.